What's up, guys? This is Marc Augustine, and we have some people on the channel today. So you should stick through the video because I know you guys are like, "Where's Marc?" Like I post some videos. I was in Nicaragua, I went to Trinidad, and now I'm in Costa Rica, and I plan to stay in Costa Rica. So in this video, we have Jordan, and he'll introduce himself, and we have Marco, and I have some notes, but what we're going to talk about is the end of 2022. So I think it's very valuable to go over like a year in review of dropshipping. And we could even go back to 2021 because I think that kind of like a lot of things happened in the 2 years. And I think that the conversation that the three of us are going to have would be very valuable for you guys on YouTube. So I hope that you like the video, subscribe to the channel. This video is not going to be live, so if you're seeing it and you think that we should go live, so you could ask us questions when we're on there, write live in the comment section. But yeah, so Jordan, you first. So who are you? Where are you from?
Yeah.
You've been on the channel before.
I've definitely been on before. Hey guys, my name is Jordan. I'm the CEO and founder of OA Genius. If you guys have never seen me before or heard about me, that's perfectly fine. I'll give a brief intro as to what OA Genius does. So we actually started with online arbitrage dropshipping solution for Amazon sellers. We've since evolved into a multi-channel inventory, price, and order management system, primarily focused towards dropshippers. But that's pretty flexible in terms of the sources and where we can gather inventory and price information from. We really dedicate ourselves to doing as much automation as possible so our sellers can focus on adding new products to their inventory and selling more, and letting us do a bunch of the heavy lifting with regards to like any of the inventory updates, price updates, order management, automation, shipping confirmations and uploads. For 4 channels: Amazon, Walmart, Shopify, and Facebook, and soon to be eBay. So yeah, we're trying to bring it all home to one place, so that's easy, concise, and nice for all of your teams, your personal teams that you've built together, to work out of one space. And to keep your business organized for maximum selling potentials.
Okay, sweet. And I have something that I'll bring up that would help the guys, whoever's watching this, get some like perspective of OA Genius. But before I get into that, Marco, so you want to introduce yourself really quickly?
Right. Hey, what's up, guys? Hey, Jordan. Hey, Marc. So this is Marco. I'm a full-time dropshipper. I do eBay, Amazon, Facebook Marketplace, Facebook Shops. I've been doing this for like almost 4 years now. And yeah, I'm continuing to like dropship everywhere.
Okay, sweet. And so I wanted to, Jordan brought up something. He said OA Genius was started to help with online arbitrage dropshipping. So OA stands for online arbitrage. And those of you guys who are watching this, a lot of the online arbitrage when it first started was 100% retailers. So you drop shipping from Walmart to Amazon, Amazon to Walmart, and we'll get into the details in this video. But what OA Genius has done as a consumer, so if you understand, I'm just an experienced dropshipper. I didn't make OA Genius. I just know Jordan for a long time, and I've used the software a lot as a valuable software. But what it has done over the years is, although all the features for like retail arbitrage dropshipping is there, the software has evolved and continues to evolve to add different suppliers. And Jordan could explain that. That might be in this video, but I'm just giving all you guys watching this and that are new to dropshipping, you have to be aware that there are some people dropshipping from retailers, and there are some people dropshipping from wholesalers, and some people doing a wholesale market. So don't think you know what we're going to talk about. So like and subscribe first. But anyway, Jordan, so as a software CEO in this e-commerce dropshipping space, What do you think, what are some of the biggest changes you've seen in 2022?
Yeah, 2022 was was a difficult year for traditional online arbitrage drop shipping, in the sense of just using the easiest and most clear sort of suppliers that people used to use in the past, maybe for the past 5 years, to run this business, right? Like, this used to be a little bit of an easier type business that anybody could get involved in like a couple seconds of setup, maybe like a half hour, and you're off and running and doing this thing. You know, effectively what those sellers were doing was buying from Walmart, or rather listing on Amazon, selling, and then purchasing from Walmart and drop shipping directly. Or the other direction of that, which was the initial boom of the Walmart marketplace, everybody going in the other direction, buying from Amazon Prime, rather selling from Amazon Prime on Walmart.com, selling the item first, purchasing from Prime, and shipping directly to the client. Amazon and Walmart as marketplaces are not very happy with that method. They will not be happy with it going forward. And they have made that very, very clear. Almost all of the people who were doing that and are doing that currently are suspended, and now on their second or third stores to do it a little bit more legitimately. Now, what the suppliers are really, what the marketplaces are really looking for is a good user experience for their own clients that they're bringing to you. The reason why Amazon and Walmart are a little bit more unique than some of the others is because they generate so much traffic to their own websites, and for that they charge you a referral fee to get you sales on your products. The thing that's amazing about them is that they make it pretty easy for you to sell your products, as long as you are shipping and delivering within like a pretty decent time frame and you have fairly decent prices on your products, you will sell. That's a little bit different to Facebook shops, a little bit different to Shopify, and even a little bit different to eBay, although Marco can probably talk to that a little bit more specifically. You know, while eBay also drives traffic to your products, there's no unified catalog. And also there's probably about 10 to 15% of the amount of sales that you might see on Walmart and Amazon. So the biggest changes are that you can't just do the easiest and simplest form of this, Amazon to Walmart or Walmart to Amazon. That it's a little bit harder to get started on these marketplaces, meaning opening up an account might be a little bit harder on Walmart. And you know, while opening an account on Amazon is not very hard, you might face other smaller challenges, like being brand gated, so not being able to just like get on any listing without invoices showing that you have or hold the product, or at least have held the product before in your own warehouse. You need a minimum of 10 pieces sent to you with a picture of the items in front of you and the invoice in order to get ungated in that specific brand. Not something that's rocket science. You can still do it, but it's a little bit more, they don't make it so easy to just like get on and list to every brand. So that's the challenges on Amazon. And then the last challenge between those, you know, in those two marketplaces is that you want to stay as compliant as you humanly can, while still doing drop shipping, either from other smaller retailers who will act like wholesalers, or actual wholesale people who can drop ship your products. What does that mean? That means either the products should be coming in manufacturer's branded boxes or in unbranded boxes with no packing slip, or a packing slip that matches your products, your business details. And the closer you can comply with all those policies, the better off you are for a long-term run. Amazon is very strict on this policy. Walmart, I think, to the best of my knowledge, is fairly lenient with this policy, as long as you're not doing Amazon to Walmart. And again, you should be as compliant as you possibly can. If your suppliers that you're finding online, the retailers, are agreeing to one of the two things, make sure it's the more important one of the two things. I think boxes and boxes are the most important. And then packing slips, if they they should really either be non-existent, that's the best, or sorry, that's the second best. The best is if they actually put your information on the packing slip, your selling information. That might be difficult, but at least if there's none, that's okay. And yeah, I mean, like, even if it's not 100% compliant, like, we try to be as close to compliant as possible, right? Like, we want to be selling on these marketplaces for a long time. A lot of the wholesalers can be fully compliant. We support those as well. So we're supporting like a ton of different data sources, wholesale, small retail, Shopify as a supplier, like any Shopify site. So you could work directly with like brand owners or people who are packaging these products on their own for you to drop ship. You could create listings on these marketplaces to match those people's products if they don't mind. There's a lot of ways to do it. It might be a little bit more difficult than it used to be, but it's still very doable and it's very profitable. And if you persevere and you're able to continue selling, then there's a lot of money to be made here. You can reference a few of the more legitimate mentors out in the space. I'm not going to call Ty a guru. I think a lot of people don't like the word guru. So, but like, there's people out there who have a lot of knowledge in this space, not looking to get into FBA or any of the other ones. They've tried them all the business models. They know this is the best. It is the best. You just have to figure out how to make it work the right way. If you're a bit scrappy, you can and will make it work. But it might be a little more difficult than it used to be. Boo-hoo. Starting a business is not easy, but a business that can return you 15 to 20% on monthly on items that you never even have to purchase before you sell is a business for me. And I really love the model. I think a lot of others in the space also do. Again, tons of money to be made.
I want to say one thing. You said, I'm making some notes here, and I want the guys who are watching this, who are like, if you haven't dropshipped before, if you have failed before, I'm going to give you like a tip that is in line with what Jordan says. It's something very specific, right? So, and I want your opinion on this, Jordan. And Mark, I want your opinion also. So you're selling, let's say I open an account on Amazon. So I want to sell on Amazon. You talked about compliance. Lego, the brand Lego, gives you resell, right? Like the ability to resell in like 2 or 3 days. And there are people online that are charging like 500 US or 1,000 US to get you all the paperwork from Lego. But Lego in particularly is very easy to get. So what I was doing, if like early this year, like I posted, like I was consulting on one of my students from like 2019 or 2020, and he was selling between like $150,000 a month, and he got up to $1 million a month on Amazon, right? On one account. That account,
possible, but dangerous.
But what he was doing, so I'm going to let you guys know like kind of what he was doing, and then how you could apply like Genius and what Jordan has done to make this happen, right? So, and this is not to sell $1 million a month. This is not to sell $100,000 a month. This is just a step in the right direction. So you want to get the 2-step dropshipping going. We'll make a separate video on what 2-step is and whatever.
I completely passed over that. That keeps you fully compliant. Not to say that there aren't other challenges there, but yeah, I'm happy you mentioned that. A lot of people are doing that through the use of our software as well. That keeps you fully compliant with any supplier that you want, right? Like then we have 100 suppliers. You could do Walmart to Amazon, Amazon to Walmart. Just have a middle warehouse where you send products into, repackage, and ship out.
That's the Lego thing. And the paperwork saying you're allowed to sell those brands.
That's right.
Because that's the thing. That makes you like compliant. And you can do two-step, and we can
Completely.
do, I'll personally do a separate video on two-step dropshipping. And Jordan and I spoke yesterday, and I did some research on, what was the name? Where is it? I have it right here. Shipping Global and some other like companies that ship that would repackage and so on. But that would definitely get you compliant. But what do you, so have you seen, so before I go, I want to question Jordan about Amazon and Walmart, but you brought up something with Marco. Marco, what is your opinion on the difference between eBay, Amazon, eBay dropshipping and Amazon Walmart dropshipping?
Well, okay. So so this year, previous year I lost an Amazon account because I was drop shipping from the Home Depot, I think, right? And then I started doing eBay. Before doing Amazon, I was doing eBay. Then I stopped, and then I started again doing eBay. So now eBay is working just as it was working before. I mean, nothing has really changed. You can still do Amazon to eBay. You can still do Walmart to eBay. It's crazy. And I think a lot of people have forgotten about eBay. So eBay is still there. You can still dropship on eBay without those crazy policies with like Amazon and Walmart. So
and you can send me some screenshots so we can share with the guys of you actually selling on eBay. So you can share, not right now. Right?
Yeah. So basically, there's a lot of challenges with Amazon and Walmart. I completely agree with what Jordan was saying. There's a lot of challenges. This year has been very, very difficult for dropshipping. I also was doing Facebook Marketplace. I'm still doing Facebook Marketplace and Facebook shops. But then, you know, some weird thing happened with Facebook shops and it's not working the way it's supposed to work. But that's another topic. So basically eBay is still working. There's still profits on eBay. There's still profits on eBay. There's still profits on Amazon, but you have to really, really comply with the policies if you want to keep on dropshipping on Amazon. That's it.
Okay.
You really need to know like what you're doing. You really need to know what you're doing if you want to keep on selling on Amazon. You really need to know.
Well, I'm going to share two sales shots in this video and maybe on Instagram or something. They came from Ty, so I've had Ty on the channel before, and they came from Bobby. I can't remember Bobby's last name. Bobby is a pharmacist, and he came to Nicaragua for one of the grind camps. I want to say like 3 years ago, and he is getting up to like $100,000 a month. I think he just hit like 10 or 15,000 for the month on Amazon. So I think it's valuable to like show that there are people out there making a full-time income doing this. So I suggest once we get into 2023, if you guys watching this want to make a full-time income drop shipping and not invest in inventory, you want to like and follow us because Jordan and Marco will be continuing. It's like a once a week business as a group, but I will be putting out consistent videos. But it's really something that you guys could get into. It is, as Marco said, it is harder than eBay because eBay is like a flea market, and eBay doesn't sell anything. So I think that is why they will allow you to get away with selling from retail.
Before you go with that, let me just show you real quick my eBay sales. I'm not sure if you can actually see them.
Yeah, 9,000.
Right. So yeah, I mean, you can still make profits with eBay, man, but you know.
What's like the profit margin on that 9 or 10 grand?
Like 10 to 15%.
Yeah, great. Nothing wrong with that. You know, so like, yeah, if you can manage to sell from the same suppliers, and like, I don't know who you're using specifically to make that 10 grand, but just so you guys know, like, just as a general rule, I would like 7 to 10x that if you were selling multi-channel like Amazon and Walmart to each other channel, right? So like if Marco's doing like 10K a month on eBay, like pretty easily, like laid back and whatever, and he could find suppliers that are quasi compliant with Amazon and Walmart. I don't find it hard to believe that you would be able to, manage manage a Walmart account and an Amazon account, both doing like an additional 70 to 100K at the same profit margin, approximately. I'd say like not between 9 and 14%, depending on the time of the year, in each of those. So like just run the math on that. Like the sales and the profit are there.
Right. Okay. And so Jordan, when you see, and you have a lot more insight, because you guys who may not know me and everything, I built a software for eBay back in the day. And when you have software platforms that a lot of people use, you get a lot of insight on sales and products that sell and so on. But with that insight, you can't share too much of that information on the internet, because Jordan and other people who run these type of companies, you have to respect the people that are using the software, right? But Jordan, what do you see? Like, what do you see? So, like last year, 2021 and 2022, there are always these waves of like Walmart would shut down a ton of accounts, or Amazon would shut down a ton of accounts. And when Amazon shut down a ton of accounts, I'm originally from Trinidad and Tobago, but I study in US and sell in US and so on. And a lot of guys in Trinidad were opening Amazon accounts to try, but they didn't have the credit. So I was like, I could open my Amazon account and there were people there selling and so on. But are you seeing people running one account and doing it really well for like a year, 2 years, 3 years, 5 years? Or are you seeing people, because a lot of people are using these shortcuts, and you'll see like a listing on Amazon with a Walmart product with like 50 people. And then like 2 weeks later, they'll have like 10. So what are you seeing from a software point of view? Are you seeing users adding multiple accounts? Are you seeing them going up and down? What's your story?
Yeah, it's a bit of up and down with the with the caveat of people are trying to get multiple accounts, and it's pretty tough to get to run multiple accounts, meaning you have to be very careful with that.
Right.
Amazon's come up with something called Section 3, and those typically
right,
are associated with linked accounts and stuff like that. So like if you are creating or buying secondary accounts, you got to really make sure that they're completely siloed from the other ones. If you have multiple accounts, you're going to want to keep them all completely siloed, and so there's challenges with regards to that as well. But if you tell me if the trend is like, the trend is sort of sideways right now, with more interest coming in from like people who want to do wholesale dropship and be fully compliant, or use, really looking to invest in their business, or use smaller, much smaller retailers, or doing double dropship. It's not like people flooding in, so the competition is not as fierce as it used to be. It's a slow and steady increase, but people are thinking, instead of just spraying and praying like everybody used to do and using all these automation companies and all the rest, like those guys popping out from everywhere and stealing everybody's money. Yeah. Like, so that slowed down quite drastically.
Right.
Good and, for better. Right.
Good. Yeah.
For good. Right. Let's just look at it in a good way. It means that your competition is lower. It also means that you need to be a little bit smarter about who you're using as suppliers. And so then not just any average Joe can just come in and have a store and sell and mess it up in the first 5 minutes. But people who are actually interested in the business and longevity and long-term growth and stuff like that are becoming invested in it and seeing success and doing well with it. So that's basically the trends that I'm seeing. Like people who want to go multi-marketplace, right? People who have been doing it for a while, people who are new to it but looking to invest, people who are exploring 4 or 5 different marketplaces for selling, so that they're not like completely, their entire business and livelihood is not completely tied to Amazon or Walmart or eBay or one of those places. People who are looking to bring it all home into one place, expand and diversify their offerings, And if one gets temporarily shut down, or or we could figure out how to bring it back while we continue selling on others, not all your revenue's gone, in one day.
Okay. And so that was connected in multiple accounts. Now there's something else that I've seen with how I see dropshipping and over the years. So like in 2020, 2021, a lot of virtual assistants. And now before I continue this, I have a lot of love for virtual assistants. They play a relatively important role in the dropshipping model, because a lot of people in the US, England, and so on, the opportunity cost of giving up your job to run a dropshipping business is relatively high. So now you have a lot of virtual assistants from Marco has a social security number, so that's why he dropships also. But now you have a lot of virtual assistants from like the Philippines, India, Pakistan, even Nicaragua. A lot of those guys, they used to work for me, they still run accounts. But a lot of the guys in Pakistan and India in 2020 and 2021 were doing Amazon to Amazon dropshipping. Now, me personally, I have never done that. Marco, have you done Amazon to Amazon dropshipping?
No, I've never done it. I don't want to do it.
No, neither do I. That's why
I mean, so what I've heard is, okay. I mean, it's great because you get a lot of sales. I mean, you get a lot of sales, you get a lot of profit. I mean, there's nothing wrong to it. But yeah, but then you'll get a lot of compliance.
What happened? How are you getting the profit from selling from Amazon? Give details. What are people sell? Because what I'm thinking is, are people drop shipping using products that are not Prime and just using Prime accounts to get them fulfilled? That's what people are doing.
I'm not sure.
How does Amazon work?
Yeah, I think that's what's going on. Yep. That sounds right. They're leveraging the fact that like people are not gonna buy a Prime account and or Prime membership, and they're seeing a big spread in between the Prime price and the non-Prime price. Sorry.
With free shipping.
With free shipping, right? Exactly, on the same listing, and or cross listings. There's a lot of times Amazon's catalog gets out of sync. You'll see that a ton on Walmart, like where they have multiple listings for the same product. That's a product,
but it's the same product.
Same product, yeah, and like a big discrepancy between the two. And so while one is the main listing, the other listing still gets search traffic and sales. So they'll do it that way. And there's a lot of issues with that. I mean, like the issue is like not being able to buy enough and drop ship from like these business Prime accounts. Like you could get shut down. They might stop you from abusing Prime membership on the purchasing side. Also, Amazon is shipping a lot with TVA tracking numbers. And so then you have to swap those out for other things. We're not going to talk about that. We don't like that idea. The only model that I do like, Amazon to Amazon, and this is a model that works and people are doing, is purchasing drop shipping from Amazon US to other markets around the world with a middle warehouse, and that's that's listing on these other marketplaces internationally, baking in the cross-border shipping into your price that you're listing for on the other marketplace, shipping to a warehouse and having it repackaged, get an actual tracking number to its destination and selling there. I know people who are having success with that. Yeah.
Right. So the whole Amazon drop shipping and Walmart drop shipping, I don't know if you want to talk a little bit about Walmart, but I think we could go into that in some other video. In this video, I just wanted to go through, like, just to give the viewers some we talked about all the drop shipping in 2022, but in the video we gave tips on like the Lego and drop shipping, two-step drop shipping, and Amazon to Amazon. So my goal with this video was to mainly give the viewers some insight from a full-time dropshipper, Marco, yourself, Jordan, who currently runs one of the biggest software platforms for dropshipping, and myself who's been dropshipping for like 11 years. So I think hopefully you guys who are watching this got as much got what we as a team wanted to produce for you guys. If you would like to see any more, if you have additional questions, I suggest you like the video, reach out to Jordan, reach out to myself, reach out to Marco. I'll put the links to like OA Genius, I'll put links to my Instagram, I'll put links to Marco's Instagram. And we talked, I think there are certain things that came up in the video that was very valuable, and we will put out the long form, but I'll also take some of the tips and send it to you guys on YouTube. But is there anything, Marco or Jordan, you want to talk about before we go?
No, I'm good. I mean, I think we have covered almost like a lot
Okay, one
of
question.
what
I
happened.
have a question for you. I have a question for you, right? You've made anywhere from 1,000 profit to 10,000, maybe more than 10,000 profit a month when you're selling a lot on Amazon. What do you think as a full-time dropshipper, and knowing that you could sell on Facebook, eBay, Amazon, Walmart, right? If you had to do a theoretical summary of a game plan to make $10,000 profit a month in 2023, what would that look like as a dropshipper? And then I want Jordan to answer that question from a platform standpoint. So Marco, what do you think? If you want to make 10, I want to make, anyone watching this wants a profit, making 6 figures a year, lease a Mercedes, drive a Lamborghini. I don't give a fuck. I don't do those things. But with $10,000, you can do a lot. So what? what do you think? What would it take, Marco? Then I want Jordan to tell me. So Marco, 10 grand a month for 2023. It's December,
Right.
so you're not
okay.
10 grand a month in January. So what platform you'll sell on? How many months you'll take to get to that point, and how certain you are that I'm certain I can, but how certain you are that you could get to profit 10 grand.
Right. So there's a lot of options already when it comes to dropshipping. Back in the days, we only had like eBay and maybe Amazon, but now we have eBay, Facebook, Amazon, Walmart, Shopify. I mean, we have a lot of options.
Right.
Okay, so me, in my experience personally, I would try like at least 4 of them, and I would set a goal to make at least to 2,500 on each. Yes. Okay. I mean, okay. So what happens if you get suspended on one of your accounts, and if you only have one account, what happens then?
Yeah.
You lose everything. Like,
yeah.
So, right. So you need to have like a backup. So I would definitely do like at least 4 marketplaces.
Okay. And Jordan, what do you think?
Yeah, I mean,
I don't 100% agree with Marco, but I'll tell you after. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, like, I'm with Marco. I think you sell on all the platforms, because why not? They're all the information is being pushed and pulled from OAG, so that's easy. You know, it used to be hard when you had to like have a spreadsheet for this, have a spreadsheet from that. Your teams are not unified. They're not working in the same places. Yeah, there's a ton of credit card swiping and and you're all over the place. If they're all unified, then it brings a level of simplicity in there. So yeah, might as well sell on multiple places.
Sorry, there's something I want to add, and that is that Always Genius is the one software that I've seen that has the multiple marketplaces already. So you don't have to go and have, I'm not gonna mention the softwares, but have like 7, 8 softwares for different marketplaces, when you can have just like one, right? And have everything in one place and be organized with one software. So yeah, that's very important.
Okay, but one thing that Jordan said earlier in his conversation, so I agree with both of you guys in the sense of selling the platform, but I think
I got one more on top of that before you. Sorry.
Go ahead.
When you said how would I do it, because I can do this in my sleep, right? Like I mean, but let's not compare me, I guess, right? I've seen a lot, and I've been I've been in this space for 12 or 13 years. So like, to date myself, I'm a dinosaur. But still with cutting edge technology. You know, so you said 10K, 10K in profit. I just worked backwards. That's $333 a day, because don't forget we're selling 30 days a month. This is not
Yeah.
right. It's not like a store that you have to shut down a couple days a week. You know, so like it's 30 days, it's $333 in profit. That's basically 100, you know, like at 10%, you got to be doing like 100K in sales across like 3 to 4 different platforms. I would break that down like, you know, 40 to 50K Amazon, 40 to 50K Walmart, and then like 10 to 15K on eBay and 10 to 15K on Facebook. Shopify is a different beast. So like we could talk about that in other you know, in other videos and stuff like that. There's other costs and strategies associated with those things. Let's just go with the easiest ones. I mean, that's not really that much. It breaks down to like 100K in sales,
Right.
you know, in total. So, you know, and then like that's 100K in sales divided by the 30 days. You're at like $3,333 at the 10%. It's about 74 sales a day across, you know, 4 platforms. That's not a lot. Like that's pretty easy. Like you could do 40K pretty easily on either Amazon or Walmart. And then like Marco said, I mean, he's probably not even really working that eBay store too much, right? Like, and or I don't know if he has a full-time team on it or whatever. I think he's just doing this like sort of passively, like whatever. The things are already up, hasn't looked at it in a while, and like doing 10K in his sleep, you know. So yeah, I mean, like that's how I would do it. And I would get there month one.
Month one.
Yeah.
From month one.
Yeah. But I'm not saying you should. I'm not saying you should, but you could. And like that's not even going to raise any flags, because if you're doing 40K a month on Amazon or Walmart, like that's peanuts. It's nothing. Yeah, they don't even look at you.
Right. So I would suggest 40K, 40 to 50K on Amazon, 20 to 30K on eBay, 20 to 30K on Facebook. And I only say that because we can do another video about this next week. But Walmart for beginners is very hard to get into.
That's right. Yeah.
I would. That's right. And I have a little more. The thing is, Jordan is an Amazon ninja and a Walmart ninja. I have a lot more experience in eBay. So I will bet a little more. Like you're 15% on eBay, 10 to 50% on eBay. I'll even more push it to 20 to 30.
You can do 20.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah.
Great. Yeah. Love it. Yeah. I mean, if you can, it's great. Yeah. eBay is a great platform. If you know how to create the sales, like probably you have more optimizations on your ads and stuff like that. Yeah, they look a little nicer than mine. I would use something to just like copy over stuff from other places. Like, yeah.
Okay. So guys, I'm happy. That's one of the main things. Hopefully you guys stay to the end of the video. If you didn't, hopefully we'll cut this up and share it with someone. Share it with you guys. But in 2023, so the purpose of this video is just to give you a breakdown of 2022. But you could leave, you guys on YouTube and you guys who are aspiring entrepreneurs or aspiring dropshippers or even experienced dropshippers that never made $10,000 before, it is relatively easy if you put in the time, use the right tools, and put in the work. That's it's not rocket science. You can make a full-time income.
You need to do work.
Yeah, you have to work.
You need to do work. This is not a get-rich-quick scheme. Yeah, this is not anything like. Don't listen to anybody who thinks tells you to give them $20,000 or $25,000. They're going to run it for you. They're going to run it right into the ground. I don't believe any of them. Maybe if you have a close friend or something like that who's managing stores successfully, you've seen them do it, and they're managing less than 10 stores themselves. Then maybe they can afford, they can possibly do it. Then maybe you could partner with them on that. But otherwise, there's no passive sort of like income here. The only type of passive income here you could see is if you build it out the right way yourself, know the business inside out yourself. Doesn't take rocket science to learn it. You just have to put the hours in, learn it yourself, work with your own VAs and teams to put the processes in place to make sure nobody's stealing from you. And then you can, kind of passively make money by watching over from a managerial perspective. And what does that mean? Like, one, be available to answer your team's questions, to help them make high level decisions instead of working in it daily. And that's the best you could possibly get from a passive perspective, I think. But if you're willing to put in the work, you're willing to put in the time, there is money there. You could live anywhere in the world and do this. $10,000 in the US or in certain parts of the US may seem like not that much. $10,000 in many other parts of the world is a whole boatload of money. So if you want to be anywhere in between the 1,000 and 10,000 mark, I think that's totally doable with a little bit of work, and some like, some focus.
And Jordan, tell Gabe to come check me in Costa Rica.
So what did you say?
Tell Gabe to come.
Oh, Gabe, yeah, of course. Yeah, Gabe was traveling around a bit. Yeah, he stopped. He's home based out here now. He's in Manhattan.
Yeah, because traveling and working comes with its own challenge.
Exactly right. Yeah. We could talk about that a different time too.
Yeah. All right, guys. So thanks, Jordan, for your time. I really appreciate it. I know you have a lot to do. Thanks, Marco, for your time. You guys who are watching us on YouTube, like the video, subscribe, ask the world the questions. Marco and I, our goal, Mark and Marco, our goal is to put out 5 videos a week. And our hope is that our desire, I wouldn't say hope, I don't like that one, is that Jordan will join us at least once a week. Because I was in Jordan's shoes from an eBay perspective. So seeing a lot more data and knowing what that data means gives you a lot of information that even the most experienced dropshipper would not have, right? So I really appreciate you guys' time. Like the video if you watch it, guys. Subscribe, and see you guys later.
Thank you, guys.
Always a pleasure, everybody. See you soon.
See ya.